All right, so here we are. This is the boss level. Okay, so we've done 2 challenges. We've done a whole bunch of work leading up to this point, and now we've finally arrived at this boss level. Now, I'm about to give you a pretty tough challenge. I'm not gonna lie. This is gonna be tough. But the nice thing is, you get through these challenges, and this is really what levels you up. I mean, you can sit there and you can watch me build out, create elements and build functions and put the relationships and the modifications and all that stuff in there. You can watch me do all that, but that's quite passive, right? And as much as it's okay to give you a bit of guidance and instruction, the real learning, what's going to level you up as a causal analyst, or what's going to level you up in your own journey for being able to decompose problems and then ultimately go into innovation and process and service and technology innovation and things like that, is doing this work. And so that's what this challenge is about. This is your boss level challenge. What I've done here is I've actually used my house as the backdrop. So we're going to go and we're going to do a bit of a dialo here. I'm not going to talk at all through the video. I'm basically going to let you travel into this space with me as I'm holding the camera. And the top level effect, the problem, and you'll see this in that first screen, the top level effect is that the ceiling, what's happened is there's a sort of a droop in the ceiling, okay? Now, that's all we know. Now, we don't know what's causing that. We don't know why the ceiling is sagging. But what we need to do is we need to find out what's causing it, because ultimately we want to make some repairs and we want to get that ceiling leveled out. So I'm going to take you into different spaces through the house. There'll be some music playing in the background. Take your notes. I know you don't know what certain things are called. Is this a joist? Is this a beam? Is this a pier? I know that. But do your best to try to work through some of this. And you can come up with some names for these things. You can even Google some of the names to try to work some of this out. But that's what makes this challenge especially hard, okay? I'm not going to release the solution video for this for probably a week, like normal. So I would expect that this would take you several hours to do. If you go through and you create the actual causal landscape diagram where you have time, you containerize space, you identify the elements, the function within those elements, you put the modification type or the relationship type in there. So remember, harmful, sufficient, insufficient, missing. You put all of that in there, and then you create the connections, all of the and/or connections and the if-then connections. To do that whole thing for this whole landscape of this problem is going to take several hours, okay? But I think you'll enjoy it. I think it'll be quite worth it. And this is where you're going to do the learning. And then we'll come back. I'll work through it with you. I haven't worked it yet, so I'll actually work it on the video so you can see me go through that entire process, however long that takes. And then after that, I'll probably do another video where I sort of talk about what you should be thinking, what you should have experienced, what you should have been feeling throughout that process. And then we'll go into another few rounds of instruction on what's happening with these causal landscape diagrams, because by then you'll be seeing things and asking questions that you didn't think of, or you didn't think to ask when you were first seeing some of these causal landscape videos and instructions. So anyway, look, it's going to be tough. Do your best. I mean, really have a go at this. Really make an effort, because if you skip these challenges, you're skipping your own ability to become competent at performing causal analysis. Yes, it's hard. Yes, it's challenging, but the payoff is huge if you do this well. Okay, so without further ado, into the video we go. Good luck. Don't quit. Do the absolute best you can, and I will see you on the other side. Okay, guess what? I'm suited up. So for the next, 10 or 15 minutes or however long it takes, you get to go with me into all of the spaces around the house. So we're going to take some measurements. We're going to look at the crawl space under the house, and I'm going to take you up in the attic so you can have a look around up there. Now, again, your job is to put all the pieces of the puzzle together. I'm not going to talk through this. You're just going to have to take your notes and observe everything you see, and then from there, you're going to go into that construction of that causal landscape diagram. All right, let's go.
Okay, so there you have it. You've got all the details you need. You've got all the information we've got. It's time for you to build this causal landscape diagram. This problem's not going to sort itself out. So time to get creative, and let's go innovate.